If you're over 60, listen carefully. Your leg muscles might be the single most important factor between living independently and needing help with everyday tasks. I'm not talking about looking good in shorts. I'm talking about something much more serious. Something that affects whether you can walk to your mailbox, play with your grandchildren, or even get up from your chair without assistance. Every single day, thousands of older adults fall. And the scariest part? Most of them fall because their legs simply gave out. Not because they tripped, not because the floor was wet. Their muscles just weren't strong enough to catch them in time. But here's what nobody tells you. Strong leg muscles don't just prevent falls. They're connected to how long you live, how sharp your mind stays, and whether you'll need a nursing home in your later years. And the really good news, it's never too late to strengthen them. Now, you might be thinking you already know about exercise and staying active. But what I'm about to share goes way beyond that. Because strengthening your legs isn't just about movement. It's about what you eat, how you sleep, and small daily habits that most people completely ignore. By the end of this video, you'll discover 7 critical lessons that could literally save your life. And I promise you, at least 3 of them will surprise you. So let's get started. Lesson 1. Your legs are your foundation for independence. Let me tell you about 2 people. First, there's Joe. Joe is 68 years old. For the past 5 years, he's been slowly losing muscle in his legs. He didn't really notice at first. It started with feeling a little tired after walking. Then he started holding on to furniture when he moved around his house. Now, he rarely leaves home because he's afraid of falling. His world has gotten smaller and smaller. Then there's Nancy. Nancy is 72. 4 years ago, her doctor told her she was losing leg muscle fast, but Nancy decided to do something about it. She started strengthening her legs through specific foods and simple exercises. Today, she walks 3 miles every morning, volunteers at her church, and just last month she went hiking with her daughter. The difference between Joe and Nancy understood something crucial. Your legs are the foundation of everything you do. Think about it. Every single activity in your day requires your legs. Getting out of bed, walking to the bathroom, standing at the kitchen counter, bending down to pick something up, going upstairs, getting in and out of your car. When your legs are weak, you start avoiding these activities. And when you avoid them, you get even weaker. It becomes a dangerous cycle. But here's what most people don't realize. Your leg muscles are like a savings account for your health. The more you invest in them now, the more independence you'll have later. And just like a savings account, you can start building them up at any age. The truth is, muscle loss doesn't have to be a normal part of aging. Yes, we naturally lose some muscle as we get older, but most of the muscle loss older adults experience is actually preventable. It's not about age, it's about action. Ask yourself right now, when was the last time you thought about your leg strength? When was the last time you did something specific to make your legs stronger? Your legs determine whether you'll live independently at 85 or need constant help. They determine whether you'll be able to travel, garden, shop for yourself, or visit friends. Your leg muscles are literally the foundation of your future quality of life. Lesson 2. Falling is not an accident waiting to happen. Here's something that might shock you. 1 out of every 4 adults over 65 falls each year. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in an emergency room for a fall. And every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall. But here's what makes this even more serious. It's not the fall itself that's the biggest problem. It's what happens after. Let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret was 71 when she fell in her kitchen. She broke her hip. The doctors fixed her hip, but here's what happened next. During the 6 weeks, she couldn't walk. She lost even more muscle. When she finally could walk again, she was terrified of falling. So she stopped doing things. She stopped going to her book club. She stopped walking around her neighborhood. Within a year, she'd lost so much muscle that she needed a walker. Within 2 years, she moved into assisted living. One fall changed everything. Now contrast this with Frank. Frank is 69. Last year, he tripped on a crack in the sidewalk. But here's the difference. Frank's leg muscles were strong enough to catch him. He stumbled, but he didn't fall. His legs reacted quickly. They had the strength to stabilize him. He walked away with nothing but a racing heart. The difference between Margaret and Frank. Leg strength? That's it. You see, most falls happen because your muscles can't react fast enough. When you trip or lose your balance, you have less than half a second to catch yourself. Your leg muscles need to fire instantly. They need to be strong enough to hold your body weight on one leg while the other leg finds balance. Weak legs can't do that, but strong legs can catch you before you hit the ground. They're like having a built-in safety net. And here's something even more important. Strong legs give you confidence. When you're confident, you won't fall. You keep moving, you keep active, you keep living your life. But when you're afraid of falling, you start limiting yourself, and that fear becomes a prison. The truth is, falling is not just an accident waiting to happen. It's a sign that your legs need help. Every near miss, every time you feel unsteady, every time you grab onto something for support, your body is sending you a message. It's saying, I need stronger legs. Think about the last time you felt unsteady. How did it make you feel? Did it scare you? Did you start being more careful? Did you start avoiding certain activities? Your legs are your protection system. They're what stand between you and a life-changing fall. If you're still watching and this is making sense to you, do me a favor, comment the number 1 below. I want to know you're here, and it helps this video reach more people who need to hear this message. Lesson 3, protein is your secret weapon. Now let's talk about something that surprises most people. Your leg strength isn't just about exercise. What you eat might be even more important. Meet Robert. Robert is 73 and he walks every single morning. 30 minutes, rain or shine. He's been doing this for 3 years. But here's the problem. Robert is still losing muscle. His legs are getting weaker, despite all that walking. Why? Because Robert eats the same thing he's eaten his whole life. Toast for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, a small piece of chicken for dinner. He thinks he's eating fine, but he's not getting enough of the one thing his muscles desperately need. Now, let me tell you about Linda. Linda is 70. She used to have weak legs. Her doctor told her she was losing muscle fast. But Linda made one simple change. She started eating more protein at every meal. Not huge amounts, just enough. Within 3 months, she felt stronger. Within 6 months, she could get up from a chair without using her hands. Within a year, her muscle mass had increased, and she felt like she did 10 years ago. The difference? Protein. Here's what happens. As you get older, your body gets worse at using protein to build muscle. When you're young, your body can build muscle from smaller amounts of protein. But after 60, your body needs more protein to do the same job. Much more. Think of it like this. When you were younger, your body was like a brand new machine. It was efficient, but now your body is like an older machine. It still works, but it needs more fuel to run properly. Most older adults don't eat nearly enough protein. They might have cereal for breakfast, a light lunch, and a small dinner. That's not enough to maintain muscle, let alone build it. Your muscles are constantly breaking down and rebuilding, every single day. If you don't give your body enough protein, it breaks down more muscle than it builds, and over time, you get weaker and weaker. But here's the good news. When you eat enough protein, especially spread throughout the day, your body can start rebuilding muscle, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old. The best sources, beans and lentils, are powerful. They're packed with protein, and they're gentle on your body. Tofu and tempeh are excellent. Nuts and seeds give you protein plus healthy fats. Whole grains like quinoa and oats provide protein too, and if you eat them, eggs are one of the most complete proteins available. But here's the key. You need protein at every meal, not just dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your body can only use so much protein at once. If you eat all your protein in one meal, your body can't use it all for muscle building. Think about what you ate yesterday. How much protein did you have at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner? Be honest with yourself. Your muscles are hungry for protein right now, and if you're not feeding them, they're slowly disappearing. Lesson 4. Some foods are stealing your strength. Now let me share something that might upset you, but you need to hear it. Some foods you might be eating every day are actually making your muscles weaker. Meet Patricia. Patricia is 68. She drinks a diet soda with lunch every day. She eats white bread because she thinks it's easier to digest. She has a sweet treat after dinner because, well, she's earned it. She also eats processed meats a few times a week because they're convenient. Patricia can't understand why her legs feel weak. She thinks it's just her age, but it's not. It's inflammation. You see, certain foods cause inflammation in your body, and inflammation is like rust. It slowly breaks down your muscles and makes them weaker. It makes it harder for your body to build new muscle, even if you're eating enough protein. The worst offenders, foods with added sugars, attack your muscles. They spike your blood sugar, which increases inflammation throughout your body. White bread, white rice, pastries, cookies, candy, even those healthy granola bars. They're all causing damage. Processed meats are another problem. Hot dogs, bacon, sausage, deli meats, they contain chemicals that increase inflammation. Studies show that people who eat a lot of processed meat lose muscle faster as they age. Fried foods damage your muscles too. French fries, fried chicken, fried fish, the oils used in frying create compounds that promote inflammation. And here's something that surprises people. Too much salt makes it harder for your muscles to function properly. It can contribute to muscle loss over time. Now compare Patricia to David. David is 71. He eliminated most of these foods from his diet 3 years ago. Was it easy? No. Did he miss them at first? Absolutely. But here's what happened. Within weeks, he noticed he had more energy. Within months, his legs felt stronger. He recovered faster from his walks. His joints hurt less. He felt younger. David didn't go on some extreme diet. He just stopped eating foods that were working against his goals. Think of it this way. If you're trying to fill a bucket with water, but there's a hole in the bottom, you'll never fill it up. Those inflammatory foods are the hole. You can do everything else right, but if you keep eating them, you'll keep losing the battle. The truth is, every time you choose a processed, sugary, or fried food, you're choosing weaker muscles. Every time you choose whole, unprocessed foods, you're choosing strength. What foods are you eating that might be stealing your strength? Look in your kitchen right now. What's in your pantry, your refrigerator, your freezer? Your legs are fighting against inflammation every single day. Don't make them fight against your food too. If you've learned something valuable so far, comment the number 2 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now. This information could change your life. Lesson 5. Walking alone is not enough. This is going to surprise you. Walking is wonderful. It's one of the best things you can do for your health. But here's what nobody tells you. Walking alone will not keep your legs strong enough to prevent falls. Let me explain why. There's George. George walks every day. He's proud of his daily walks. He tracks his steps. He's up to 5,000 steps a day. But last month, George struggled to get up from his grandson's low couch. Last week, he had trouble getting out of his car. His legs just didn't have the strength. George is confused. He walks every day. Why are his legs still weak? Here's why. Walking is an endurance activity. It's wonderful for your heart, your circulation, and your mood. But walking doesn't challenge your muscles enough to maintain strength. When you walk on flat ground, you're only using about 30% of your leg muscle capacity. Now let me tell you about Helen. Helen is 74. She walks, but she also does something else. Every other day, she does simple strength exercises. She stands up from a chair 10 times in a row without using her hands. She stands on her toes. She does gentle squats while holding her kitchen counter. She walks upstairs whenever possible. These activities use 60 to 80% of her muscle capacity, and that's what builds strength. Here's the rule: your muscles only stay strong if you challenge them. If you only do activities that are easy, your muscles adapt by getting weaker because they don't need to be strong. But if you regularly do activities that are challenging, your muscles adapt by getting stronger. Think of it like this. If you only ever lift a coffee cup, your arms will only stay strong enough to lift a coffee cup. But if you regularly lift something heavier, your arms will maintain the strength to do it. The same applies to your legs. If you only walk on flat ground, your legs will only stay strong enough to walk on flat ground. But what happens when you need to climb stairs, or step up onto a curb, or catch yourself from falling? Your legs won't be strong enough. That's why you need to do exercises that specifically build leg strength, not instead of walking. In addition to walking, the good news: you don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need to lift heavy weights. You just need to challenge your muscles 2 or 3 times a week with simple exercises. Sitting and standing from a chair is one of the best. It works every muscle in your legs. Going upstairs works your muscles hard. Standing on your toes strengthens your calves, which are crucial for balance. Stepping up onto a step works your thighs and glutes. These simple movements done regularly can transform your leg strength. But here's what most people do. They think, I'll start next week, or I'm too old for that. Or, what if I hurt myself? So they do nothing, and their muscles keep getting weaker. The truth is, not challenging your muscles is more dangerous than challenging them. Every day you wait, your muscles get a little weaker. Every day you wait, your risk of falling increases. Ask yourself, when was the last time you did something physically challenging? When was the last time you pushed your legs to do something difficult? Your muscles are waiting for you to challenge them. They're ready to get stronger, but you have to give them a reason. Lesson 6. Balance is a skill you must practice. Here's something most people don't realize. Balance is not something you have or don't have. Balance is a skill, and like any skill, if you don't practice it, you lose it. Meet Dorothy. Dorothy is 66. For years, she's been careful to avoid anything that might make her lose her balance. She holds on to railings, she never stands on one foot, she avoids uneven ground. She thinks she's being smart and safe. But here's what happened. Because Dorothy never practices balance, her balance has gotten worse and worse. Her body has forgotten how to balance. Now, even a tiny stumble throws her completely off. She's more likely to fall than ever before. Now let me tell you about Tom. Tom is 75. Every morning while he brushes his teeth, he stands on one foot. He alternates feet. When he's cooking, he sometimes lifts one foot slightly off the ground. When he walks, he sometimes walks in a straight line, like he's on a tightrope. He's practicing balance every single day. Last month, Tom slipped on a wet floor. But you know what happened? He caught himself. His body automatically adjusted. He didn't even think about it. His balance saved him. Here's why this matters. Your balance system is complex. It involves your inner ear, your eyes, your muscles, and your brain, all working together. But this system needs practice. When you practice balance, you're training your brain to react quickly when you start to fall. Think of it like this. If you never practice catching a ball and someone suddenly throws one at you, you probably won't catch it. But if you practice catching balls regularly, your hands will automatically reach out and grab it without you even thinking. Balance works the same way. If you practice it regularly, your body will automatically react when you start to lose balance. But if you never practice it, your body won't know how to respond. And here's something important. Your balance gets tested every single day. Every time you turn your head quickly, every time you reach for something, every time you step over something, every time you walk on uneven ground, these are all balance challenges. If you never practice balance, these everyday moments become dangerous. But if you practice balance regularly, these moments are easy. The good news? You can practice balance anywhere, anytime. While you wait for your coffee to brew, stand on one foot. While you watch TV during commercials, practice walking in a straight line. While you talk on the phone, gently shift your weight from one foot to the other. These tiny moments add up. 5 minutes a day of balance practice can significantly reduce your fall risk within weeks. But most people never practice balance until it's too late. They wait until they've already fallen. They wait until they're already afraid. Don't be most people. Think about your balance right now. Could you stand on one foot for 30 seconds? When was the last time you even tried? Your balance is like a muscle. Use it or lose it, and losing it could cost you your independence. Comment the number 3 below if you're going to start practicing your balance today. Let me know you're committed to this. Lesson 7. Your mind and muscles are connected. Here's something that might surprise you. Your brain health and your leg strength are directly connected. You can't have one without the other. Let me tell you about Ruth. Ruth is 69. Over the past few years, she's noticed her memory isn't as sharp. She forgets names. She loses her train of thought. Her family is worried. But here's what they don't know. Ruth's leg muscles have been getting weaker too, and these two things are related. Research shows something remarkable. When your leg muscles are weak, your brain gets less blood flow. Less blood flow means less oxygen. Less oxygen means your brain doesn't work as well. Your memory suffers. Your thinking gets slower. Your mood gets worse. But it goes both ways. When your brain isn't working well, it has trouble telling your muscles what to do. Your reaction time slows down. Your coordination gets worse. You're more likely to fall. Now, let me tell you about Edward. Edward is 73. 3 years ago, he started noticing the same memory problems Ruth had. But Edward also started strengthening his legs. He added protein to every meal. He did strength exercises 3 times a week. He practiced balance daily. Here's what happened. Not only did his legs get stronger, but his mind got sharper too. His memory improved. His mood lifted. He felt mentally clearer than he had in years. The connection is real. Your leg muscles are huge. They're some of the largest muscles in your body. When you use them, they release special chemicals that actually help your brain grow new connections. They improve blood flow throughout your whole body, including your brain. Think of your legs as a pump for your brain. Every time you challenge your leg muscles, you're pumping fresh, oxygen-rich blood to your brain. You're literally feeding your brain what it needs to stay healthy. This is why people who maintain strong legs as they age often maintain sharp minds too. And people who lose leg muscle often experience cognitive decline. It's not a coincidence, it's biology. Here's another important connection. Depression and weak legs go hand in hand. When you're not moving, when your legs are weak, your body produces less of the chemicals that make you feel good. You feel sad, tired, unmotivated. And when you feel that way, you move even less. It becomes a vicious cycle. But when you strengthen your legs, when you move regularly, your body produces more of those feel-good chemicals. You feel happier, you have more energy, you want to do more. It becomes a positive cycle instead. Ask yourself, how's your mood been lately? How's your memory? How's your energy level? These aren't separate from your physical health. They're all connected. Your legs affect everything. They affect whether you can live independently. They affect your risk of falling. They affect your brain health. They affect your mood. They affect how long you live. They affect your quality of life. When you take care of your legs, you're taking care of everything. These 7 lessons are not just information. They're a roadmap. A roadmap to maintaining your independence, preventing falls, and living the active life you deserve. But here's the thing. Information means nothing without action. You can know all of this and do nothing, and nothing will change. Or you can choose to take action today, right now. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with one thing. Maybe it's adding more protein to your breakfast. Maybe it's standing up and down from your chair 10 times right after this video. Maybe it's practicing standing on one foot while you brush your teeth tonight. One small action, that's all it takes to start. Because here's the truth. Every single day you're making a choice. You're either choosing to get stronger or choosing to get weaker. There's no staying the same. Your muscles are either building up or breaking down. Which will you choose? I want you to do something for me right now. Think of one person in your life who needs to hear this message. Maybe it's a friend your age, maybe it's a sibling, maybe it's your spouse. Share this video with them. You might literally save their life. And here's what I want you to comment below. Tell me one thing you learned today that you didn't know before. Just one thing. Share it with this community. Your comment might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take action. If you found this valuable, hit that like button. It helps this video reach more people who need it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because I share content like this regularly. And turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video that could change your life. Remember, you are not too old. It's not too late. Your body is capable of amazing things at any age. Your legs can get stronger, your balance can improve, your independence can be maintained. But you have to decide, you have to choose, you have to act. Your future self is counting on you. The person you'll be at 75, 80, 85, 90 is depending on the choices you make today. Choose strength, choose independence, choose life. I'll see you in the next video. Now go take that first step.